Hello and welcome back. This week we will be working on our G chromatic scale. A chromatic scale starts on one note and ends on that same note up the octave. But in between you play every note that you possibly can, including notes with sharps and flats. It sounds like this. Practicing our chromatic scales is a great way to challenge our technique and deepen our understanding of the saxophone. So if you look in the description below, you'll find a link to sheet music for our chromatic scales. So go ahead and download that and get that set up, and then we'll get started. So once you have your music up, go all the way down to the line that has a G next to it. That's the scale we'll be doing, and it starts on a G. So to play a G, we have 1, 2, 3 down here. Our next note is a G sharp. When a note has a sharp, it means you raise it in pitch. It sounds a little higher. That was from a G to a G sharp. So it's not quite as high. It's kind of in between a G and an A. So to play a G sharp, you find this little set of keys here. You find this top one, and you play it with your pinky. Our next note is an A. So to play an A, we take our pinky off that key, the G sharp key, and while we're doing that, we also take our ring finger off this key on the bottom. So we have G sharp, and then we have A. Our next note is an A sharp. Now to play an A sharp, we find these keys down here. We call them the side keys. And we find this little one on the bottom, and we hit it with this knuckle in here. So we have A to A sharp. Now the next note we have is a B. To play a B, we take our finger off a side key, and we also take our middle finger off of that key. So we're back to our B. So we have let's just play what we have so far, from G up to B. So if you want, you can pause and practice that, and then we'll play that much slowly in quarter notes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's play that again. Really try to get it under our fingers and get used to playing all these sharp notes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright, good. Let's keep going. So now we're going to start on our B. Now, our next note is a C. There is no B sharp. A B sharp is the same as a C. So to go from our B to our C, we just take that one finger off and we put our middle finger back on. Our next note is a C sharp. A C sharp is really easy because we just take everything off. So you have C to C sharp. Our next note is a D. To play a D, we put everything back down. Well, all these pearl keys back down, and then we put our thumb on the octave key. So we go from nothing to just about everything. Our next note is a D sharp. To go from a D to a D sharp, we find these two keys here. We play the top one with our pinky. So we have D, and then we have D sharp. So if you want, you can pause and you can practice that much, and then we're going to play from B to D sharp. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's try that one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. So now I'd like to play everything we have so far, starting from G, going all the way up to that D sharp. So you can pause and practice if you want, and then we'll do that much together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Now, whenever we're doing this stuff and you feel like you need to breathe, go ahead. You don't have to breathe at any specific time. Just want to make that clear. Okay, so now we only have a few more notes to learn, and then we know all the notes in our G chromatic scale. So starting on our D sharp, our next note is an E. To go to an E, we take this pinky off. We also take our ring finger off. So we have D sharp, and then we have E. Our next note is F, because there is no E sharp. There's no sharp note between E and F. It's just straight F, or straight to F. So we have E, then we have F. We take that one finger off. Our next note is an F sharp. Now to play an there's a few ways we can play an F sharp, but for now, we're going to play it like this. We're going to take this finger off, we're going to put this finger back down. So then we have that. And then from that F sharp, we just take that finger off, and then we're back to our G, but now our G has the octave key down. So we have D sharp, E, F, F sharp, and then G. So you can pause and practice, and then we'll play from D sharp to G together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good, very good. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. So that's all the notes in our G chromatic scale. So now I want to play the whole thing going up. So you can go ahead and pause and work on anything you want. Maybe that C, going from that C sharp to D. And then we're going to play our whole G chromatic scale ascending. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. Good job. Let's do that one more time. Really try to get it under our fingers. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good, good. It's a little easier that time, right? Takes a little bit of getting used to, but we can make it happen. Let's try it one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Very good work on that so far. Let's keep going. So let's take a look at the music for our chromatic scale real quick. It looks a little different going down than it did going up, right? It looks like it has different notes, and where all the notes going up are sharps, going down they're all flatted. And when you put a flat on a note, you lower it in the same way that a sharp would raise it. So for example, to play B flat, or to go from B to a B flat, you put this down, you put the side key down. So you go. But we've seen that fingering before, right? That's our A sharp fingering. So A sharp and B flat may look different, but they're actually the same note. So our entire chromatic scale then going down is exactly the same. But instead of using sharps, it uses the flat equivalent. The reason this is because we like to write our sharps. We like to raise our notes when the notes are going up, and then we like to flat them when they're going down. Because it's, you raise the notes going up, you flat them going down, right? Makes sense. So now let's go over our G chromatic scale going down. So we start on our G, but with the octave key, right? Because it's the high G. And then we have a G flat. Now we play a G flat just like we play our F sharp. Put that little finger down. And then we have our E, or then we have our F, which we take that finger off. Then we put our pointer finger back on. Then we have our E. And then we have an E flat. Now we play an E flat the exact same way we play a D sharp, or D sharp, sorry. We put that finger down like we're playing our D, and we put our pinky down on this top key right there of those two. So we have, let's play that much, but nice and slowly in quarter notes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's do that one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. Let's move on. So starting from our E flat, we go down to our D, which means we just take our pinky off of the E flat key. So that's our D. Then we have D flat. D flat is the same as C sharp. We got nothing. Nothing, just all open keys. So we go from everything down to nothing down. Then we have C. To play a C, we just put our middle finger down and our left hand up top here. And then we have a B, because there's nothing in between B and C. So we flip this finger off, and we take this finger off and we put that one back on. So let's play that much. Ready? So from E flat to B. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Let's try it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, let's keep going. So starting on our B, we have B flat. So we put that finger down like we're playing our A, and then we put the bottom side key down, these little 3 keys in a line. So you have B, we have B flat, and then we have an A. So we take that off, which leaves us with our A, and then we have an A flat. To play an A flat, we play it exactly like a G sharp. We put that last finger down for G, and then we find that top key in this little square, and that's our A flat. And then to play our last note, our G, we just take our pinky off, and then we're done. So let's play that much. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Let's do it one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So that's the whole thing going down. Let's try starting all the way at the top and making our way all the way back down to G. Ready? Oh, you can pause and work on anything if you want, and then we'll do it together. Nice and slowly. Ready? Oh, breathe whenever you need to. 1, 2, 3. Nice, very good. Let's do it one more time. See if you can really think ahead. Think about what note comes next. Think about what fingers have to go down. And see if we can get it a little better. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's do it one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Great job. So now we know our whole chromatic scale from going all the way up and then going all the way back down. So now you can pause and practice anything you want, and then we're going to play the whole thing together, nice and slowly. Starting from the bottom, going all the way up, and then back down. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Excellent job. That's the whole scale. That's awesome. Let's now try it again, and let's try it a hair faster and see how it feels. Remember, try to think ahead, right? Think about what note comes next, what fingers have to go down when. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Now, that was a little quicker, so it's okay if you missed a few notes. But that's why we practice, right? So if you keep having trouble, practice it nice and slowly, and do it in little chunks like we did. And if you keep doing that over time, eventually you'll be able to play it lightning fast, like a professional. So let's try it one more time at that speed. And then we're gonna try something else. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. See, it was a little better that time, right? The more you do it, the more you get used to it. So now what I like to do is put some articulations to this. What we're going to do is every 2 notes, is going to be slurred, so we're going to no articulation. But then the two notes after that are going to be tongued with a nice staccato. So we have, but we take that pattern up the whole scale. So we have, if you want, you can pause and work on that a little bit, and then we'll play it together nice and slowly. Ready? We'll do it here. 1, 2, ready? Go. Very good. Now let's try the reverse. So now the first two notes are tongued with a nice staccato, and then the second two notes are legato, or slurred together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Great. Now let's go back to 2 slurred and then 2 tongued. It's helpful to really kind of switch things up, right? You know, make things different, keep things interesting. Ready? So we're back to 2 slurred, 2 tongued this time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Very good. Now let's do it one more time. This time we're going to do it a different way. This time we're going to do it at 3 notes slurred and then 1 note staccato. So you can pause and work on that, and then if you want, and then we'll play it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So, now, today we learned about our chromatic scale, how to play it, how it works, and we also learned the difference between sharps and flats, and how some notes that are flat sound the same as different notes that are sharp. So keep practicing your chromatic scale, and do it nice and slowly like we did. And do it with those 3 articulation patterns we have. We had 2 slurred, 2 tongued, 2 tongued, 2 slurred, and then 3 slurred, and then 1 tongued. So, and then, so take those articulation patterns to the scale as well. That's all we have that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating, and happy practicing.